A Simple Pastor's Devotional, May 26, 20. Now, today I want to talk about God's people. What does that mean? God's people, the church, we still go through tribulation. We still go through trials. And the worst that can happen to us is physical death. But even in that, like the great reformer once said, Martin Luther, for the Christian to die is like putting the jockey up on his horse. Because God brings us home where there's no more pain, no more suffering, no more sorrow or tears. And we receive glorified bodies, and we will be like Christ. So God does keep his people. I want to read out of 1 Samuel today. 1 Samuel chapter 12, verse 20. Verse 20. And Samuel said to the people, "Do not be afraid. You have done all this evil, yet do not turn aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart. And do not turn aside after empty things that cannot profit or deliver, for they are empty. For the Lord will not forsake his people, for his great name's sake, because it has pleased the Lord to make you a people for himself." God keeps us because of his name, because of his might, because of his power, because his name, faithful. He's not going to deny his faithfulness even when his people are unfaithful. God will still bring us home. He will still hold us in his hand. He will still conform us to the image of Christ. And unless some say, well, you're reading out of the Old Testament, you're talking about the Jewish people. No, I'm really talking about believers. If you'll turn over to 1 Peter 2:9. "But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Once you were not a people, but now you are God's people. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy." God keeps his people. And he keeps his people because of his name and his faithfulness. And God's name is strong. Until we meet the Lord Jesus in the air, keep looking up. Clint Hiley, pastor and village missionary.